All right, leaders, good evening. Tonight, I am super excited to talk to you guys about not only the whole hashtag and the whole idea behind doing your crap and what that means and what that looks like, and just how we can be consistent with that, but what that does in terms of a funnel system for how you get results in your journey, how you then get challengers to pour into your groups, how then you can help them get results, become coaches, so on and so forth. So that's kind of what we're going to be chatting through tonight. I want to just make sure real quick before I try to share the screen that I have the PDF open. Perfect. Single page. Perfect. Okay, now I will share with y'all. Okay, so we're going to talk through the vital process. First things first, I wanted to talk about consistency because I posted today on the team page, if you saw, just about what I see successful coaches doing versus maybe what I see, from some coaches on our team in terms of consistency with showing up. Consistency, you guys, wins every single time. Last night when we did our Empower Hour, I got to the end of it and I told them, guys, it might feel like you did not move this needle forward at all right now. It might feel like, okay, I told all these people happy birthday and I commented and liked on people's stuff and I thanked people for following along, but I didn't get a sale. I didn't move my business forward. I didn't get anything income producing. But the whole thing, guys, is that the more you show up, the more you do those tasks that don't seem like they matter, the more you're going to be consistently moving your business in the correct direction. The more that you don't show up and do those, you're consistently moving your business in the wrong direction. So you're either going one way or the other. It's the same thing as our workouts, and it's the same thing as healthy eating. We don't die of a heart attack the first cheeseburger we eat. It's multiplied time and time and time again of bad food choices that cause somebody to grow ill, right? Same thing for our fitness journey. It's not one workout that we skip that makes us all of a sudden feel ugly in our skin and just not healthy anymore. It's over a period of time of not showing up, right? So the pendulum swings both ways. So consistency can absolutely take you to a path not towards success, but consistency in these behaviors that I'm going to talk about, it will win every single time. You will win the day if you can say at the end of the day, okay, I did exactly what I should have done today. I did my crap. Okay. It's not what you do here and there once in a blue moon. It's what you do day in and out, year in and out. Consistency builds self-trust. So every time you show up to your journey, every time you show up to your social media, every time you show up to inviting people, following up with people, it's building self-trust in you as a business owner. You're building your trust in yourself that, oh my gosh, like I'm doing this. I am capable of being a CEO of my business. But every time you don't show up, it's actually a blow to your own self-esteem as well. So not only is consistency great because it's the habits and behaviors, but those habits and behaviors are also boosting your confidence level, right? And it's also building the trust among others, people that are watching you. That's what I shared today in the team page, was that when we don't show up consistently, and at this point, if you've been a coach since January 1st, 2018, you should have at least 100 posts in your social media from January 1st to now. It's already April, so we've had 3 months, that's 90 days, right? More or less, and then we're in the middle of a month now. You should have 100 posts, right? We're on the 10th of April, so if it's 90 days of the first 3 months and 10, that's 100. Right? There are people that I've gone to their pages recently and counted, and I count 20, 30 posts since the beginning of the year. Not going to cut it. And the reality is, you guys, the posts as well, when I count those 20 or 30 posts from people, it would be a different story if those 20 or 30 were like money and totally talking about Beachbody and sold out on what you do. But when I go to some of these pages and I look at, what are you throwing out into the social media universe for the first quarter of the year, it's not really a lot about Beachbody. So you're not building that trust with other people. Consistency, you guys, is that true test of substance. It's grit. Do you have that grit in you to show up every day? And it's what we crave, you guys. We crave that consistency. That when people are saying, I lack motivation, I'm not accountable to my fitness journey, I fall on and I jump on and then I fall off the wagon. They're craving consistency, right? That's what they're craving. And I know in our businesses, we crave showing up to that as well. So remain consistent. The goal, you guys, is to show up, not just once in a while or when we feel like it, consistently. So this funnel, there's actually two parts to the funnel. So I'm going to start first in the do your crap, because this do your crap funnel, you guys, pours into the vital process. You cannot, there is the vital process. This is a Beachbody thing, you guys. Beachbody not only has the 4 vital behaviors that we do, but there's a vital process in terms of how you build your business, okay? And that process, I'm gonna kind of start down there first, is that we get clients, right? We invite people to our challenge group and we get them plugged into a solution and we start working with them, okay? Then, and that's why I love Beachbody, remember, I've always said this, my favorite part is that our business starts, that's where the funnel starts, is when we get a sale. It's not like down here is the sale of the challenge pack and then boop, they're gone. No, like that's the beginning of our journey working with somebody. So we get those clients, we get working with them. The next part is helping them to get results. But I'm going to also dive into this in a little bit, but it's also about getting your results too. You don't just get clients and help them get results. You've got to be showing up, right? From there, that's an awesome chance to convert people to coaching. Once they've developed that belief in our company and they've seen the inner workings of what a challenge group can do to change your life, a lot of times those people are then sold out to want to become coaches and pay it forward, okay? And then from there, not every coach is created equal. Not every coach is going to want to be a business builder. Some just want that discount. Some just want that community. And that is totally okay. But there are going to be coaches that want more in the business, like those of you on tonight. And that's where you then would work to develop leaders. And we're going to talk through all that. But before you can even get to getting a client, you guys, and I think sometimes we jump the gun. We say, okay, I got to get people for my challenge group. So here we go. Invite, get to the clients. But you've got to do your crap. And that's where those empower hours that I've been kind of promoting, rather than a power hour of just inviting, because power hours are important, where you would invite and follow up and really drill into that process of getting people plugged in as your clients. Yeah. But an empower hour, the reason I created that idea, you guys, is because that is showing up to simply just doing your crap, sharing your journey. Show up and share your journey. And we talk about that as the foundation, but that's the top of the funnel. If you are not following a Beachbody program, drinking your Shakeology daily, trying other products like the Beach Bars, Energize, etc., and sharing that along the way consistently for people to really build trust in you and your journey and to know you, like they feel like they know you their whole life, then you'll never get to clients, guys. You will never get clients if you're not doing the first part, which is showing up and sharing that journey. The next thing is intentionally expanding your network. You notice that when we do these empower hours, the first thing is to tell people happy birthday and clean out your friends list. Why do I do that? Well, first of all, because I'm intentionally getting rid of people in my network that I don't want in there anymore because they are just taking up a spot of somebody whose life I could change. So I'm intentionally removing people from my network. But after that, what do? We add friends on Facebook. What's the first thing we do on Instagram? We find new followers, okay? And we start connecting with them. So we are intentionally expanding our network. And the reason intentionally is so bold there is because, again, on Instagram, you're not just going into the abyss and shooting out a Hail Mary. You are pinpointing, okay, what am I looking for in a person? Who is like me? Who do I want to work with or talk to, right? And then you're intentional about finding that person on social media. I was chatting with Natalie earlier today, and I said, it's so funny. There's a challenger in our group right now. Never met her before in my life. But she found me via my blog and reached out about challenge groups. And she was born and raised in Michigan, just like me. She transplanted herself recently to California, but she lives in SoCal, not NorCal, just like me. And she's very, very much similar, like her humor style. She would be humorous and emails back and forth, and her style is very much mine. that's intentionally expanding your network. Now, I didn't obviously find her, she found me, but the more you're intentional about who you're looking for, the more the universe and God and everybody, they're going to hear your cry and they're going to send those people right back your way. Okay. And then genuinely connecting with people. Again, that's the empower hour. That's why we don't just do power hours where we're inviting heavily all month long. Yeah, there are seasons for that. Absolutely. But this week on my planner, you guys, if you can see here at the top of my planner, it says weekly focus, and I always get to fill it in. And I wrote, I don't know if you can see there, it says empower hours. My focus this whole week, last week, my focus was inviting to a challenge group. This week, my focus is completely on empower hours. Why? Because I don't want to only spend the month driving home an invite. I want to invite people, and then I want to meet new people and genuinely connect with them. And that is a discipline I'm creating in my business. And then the last part of that do your crap is promoting a call to action and inviting people. Okay. So let's get into a little bit about what I would consider some of the things you should be doing on a daily basis. Now, obviously, actually, I kind of talked through this already. I didn't mean to so much, but let's kind of go down to the last bullet point. Promoting clear calls to action and invite to those unwilling to reach out. So when we get into our calls to action, you guys, sometimes I feel as if, we're kind of a little like, we don't want to sound like we're trying to invite people via our post, but guys, they need clear direction. They need to know, I've got 2 spots left. Message me if you want one. I've got 1 spot left. Comment below or click the link in my bio. We need clear calls to action. Otherwise, in the beginning of my business, there were tons of people who were like, I had no idea you were a Beachbody coach, because I tried to hide behind this whole thing. And yeah, I play with curiosity marketing where I don't maybe say Shakeology. I might call it my superfood smoothie or something like that. And I don't maybe say 80-day obsession, 80 days of self-care. I play with that. But at the end of the day, you guys, if somebody wants to know whether or not I work for Beachbody, they would be able to find out simply by following my story and following my journey. Okay. It's pretty clear. And then invite to those unwilling to reach out. This was a hard one for me for a long time. For a long time, I would do my clear call to action and I would just cross my fingers and pray that somebody was going to message me or somebody was going to comment below. And you know what? Sometimes that happened and it was awesome, but that doesn't happen very often. Even today, you guys, when I say that, people do not comment below, people do not message me. So if you have this misconception like, oh, Brittany when she posts that, she just gets a different response. No, not true at all. A lot of the people that you might see commenting below, they might already be challengers of mine or coaches on our team. A lot of times the people who are engaging, we're already working together. So it's not like it's a new person to add in. That's very rare that that'll happen. So I say here, invite to those unwilling to reach out. Key. So whenever you do a call to action post, the next day is when you would want to reach out to those people that just engaged with it but didn't say anything, meaning liked it or whatever, or watched it if it's a story, and just simply say, hey, I didn't want to miss you in case you were interested, right? Very non-threatening, but just inviting them because they were unwilling to reach back out for whatever reason. They might have been nervous, right? Okay, so that's the stuff that you got to do. I'm going to move on to our vital process because I really could talk till I'm blue in the face about all the things you should be doing on a daily basis. But I want to get into how we can get from those things that we're doing, which I trust and believe that you are doing, right? I know that you are capable of doing your crap, but how do we take that and now funnel it into the vital process? So the first part is to get clients. First and foremost, guys, running monthly challenge groups. I know right now as a team, we run 1 challenge group each month, but I've really been thinking about this. When I was first starting out as a coach, my upline coach never, ever, ever let me co-run a group with her. That was not a thing. She taught me that you run a challenge group and here are the resources. Go knock your socks off. And that's what I did. I love running challenge groups with you guys. I think they are refreshing for our challengers. I love hearing different voices. I learn from you guys. And so I'm not saying that I don't want to run challenge groups with you guys at all. So please hear my heart on this. But what I am considering is when you know that Brittany is going to have 15, 20 challengers in a group, it's really easy to say, okay, I'm not going to, if I don't add one person in this month, or if I don't add two people or whatever, if I don't hit Success Club, if I don't have new people to add in, at least there'll still be a group running. And it can be easy. And you might not have actually thought that, but you can feel that way, right? You can easily see that. But when you are in a challenge group and you think of it like a room, right? Like a fitness room, and you get ready to open up your grand opening of your challenge group, and it's just you, yourself, and I, don't you think you'd hustle a little bit harder to get people to plug into that group? Just some food for thought. And so part of my empowerment for you is, stay in our monthly challenge groups, help co-run groups. Like, I'm not saying don't let the door hit you on the way out. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I want you to put a little pressure on yourself to host monthly challenge groups or promote groups as if no one's going to be in the group if you don't get somebody in that group, right? Because right now I think it's very easy to hide behind the fact that our group has a lot of rollover people, right? Can be easy. But remember, these groups get very boring very quickly when it's rollover people month after month, because those people already know the drill and sometimes don't show up as consistently as we want them to, right? When we get new clients, new blood in the system, it just makes it so much more exciting, okay? Free groups. I am a believer in pouring value into other people. And so if you have not dabbled with free groups, I highly encourage you to. But I highly encourage like 5-7 days and have a clear call to action when that group is done. Okay, you guys? In the free groups, you can have them sign up for Beachbody On Demand free trial. They could do Clean Week, and in the free trial, you could encourage them to get a sample pack of Shakeology or a sample pack of the Performance line, right? Or a sample pack of, I don't think they have a sample pack of Daily Sunshine. That's just the coach one, but you get what I mean. You could totally plug them into something on a smaller scale in a free group. And that's a really great place, you guys. I don't add people into my challenge groups that are not on Shakeology Home Direct. I just don't. I don't. The commission you make off of somebody who's on Shakeology Home Direct is $30. Consider this. The challengers we have in our group that are rollover challengers from last month, when their Shakeology goes through, you as a coach are paid $30. You are paid $30 for a 28-day group. Think about that. For 28 days of you pouring into somebody, you get $30. Do you think it's worth it? Like, I'm saying, do you think that, you're at least worth the $30? That's $1 a day for you to give them your entire support. I mean, I know they're paying more than 30. I get that. But you as the business owner and as the coach are getting the kickback, the pay of $30. That's why I say you must pay that. You must get your Shakeology. You must get Performance Line. You must get something, beach bars, whatever, to be in our group, because that is the only way I get paid. And I know our groups are a quote unquote free service that we do, but if you're not getting paid and you're running that group 12 months out of the year and you never get paid for a single thing you do, it's going to get old real quick, right? So anybody who just gets bod, I have a lot of people, guys. I'm not different than you. I have a lot of people that are like, oh, I just want the workout only. I don't want the shake. Cool. You can get Beachbody On Demand, and I've got a free group that you can stay connected in. It's called the Self-Care Sisterhood, and knock your socks off. I'll check in with you. But if you want access to my VIP group, you guys, and all my attention and love, and you really want that motivation and accountability, I'm sorry, but you have to buy a product. You just have to, right? And so getting a little bit more clear on, first of all, that you're worth it. You and your services and your time and energy and everything, you guys, is worth it for the $30 that you're going to get from their Shakeology Home Direct, right? So keeping your challengers on Shakeology and then telling them if they don't renew it the next month, that I'm sorry, but you can't be in the group. And I know we want energy in our group. We want people, but the people who aren't actually committing to the full spectrum of a challenge group, you don't have much energy from them. Let's be real, right? I would rather have one person in my group that is on fire with their nutrition and their fitness and they want my support than 10 people who are wishy-washy because they don't feel like paying for Shakeology, right? So keep that in mind. You are worth it. Our groups are valuable. So that's kind of a little gut check I want you guys to take, though, is do you think that if you were running your own monthly challenge group, you would maybe hustle a little bit harder to get people in it because you wouldn't want it to be an empty room, right? And if the answer is yes, then I want you to treat our team monthly groups with the same light. Yeah. Provide value on your social media. Why would someone pick you? Again, that goes back to what I talked about in the doing your crap. If I went to some of the pages that, I've recently been searching and I wasn't a coach and I didn't know you guys, I probably wouldn't pick you, no offense, but I don't know what you're not given anything. I need some value, right? I need people to say, I needed that today, Brittany. Whether it's making somebody laugh, giving them a tip, sharing a recipe, whatever it is, providing value on social media so that somebody would say, you know what, I want her. I want to work with her because she shows up and I think she's got something to offer me, right? Also, in getting clients, you guys never, ever, ever bank on someone. And I still do this. Trust. Last week, I had somebody and I told Charlie, I was like, I'm at a C4. I'm at a C4. Like I did a whole dance. And then I went to bed. I was actually at SC2 when I told him that, by the way. But I banked on somebody because she was like in the checkout and she was like, yeah, I think I'm doing cafe latte. And I was like, awesome, you're going to love it. And then I went to bed. And when I woke up, she had a message for me asking me about Advocare and if I could do a comparison side by side between that and Shakeology. And she didn't actually pull the trigger and I wasn't at SC4 and I lied to my husband to be like, I banked on her. Don't ever bank on somebody until you physically see their challenge pack in your back office, right? And even then, don't bank on people. I know coaches who, someone returns their challenge pack a week later and realizes you know what, never mind. And they return it. You don't have control of over those things, you guys. Just remember the 1 in 10 rule. For every 10 people you invite, one person's going to say yes. So if your goal this week, I know we talked in the group about, our goal, our SC goals for the week, not for the month, but for the week. And for Dana, I'll use you because it was awesome that you responded and shared that she wants to help one person this week, right? You want to get that one person plugged in. So 1 in 10 rule, she can't bank on one person right now. She can't sit there and say, I know one person, and so I'm going to cross my fingers all week for her or him or whatever. 1 in 10 rule. She's got to get at least 10 invites out this week because of those 10, one person will possibly be interested and go with it, right? And so don't bank on people. 1 in 10 rule. If you have a big SC goal, right, then you've got to have big numbers of invites. And then show others what they are missing. I think this is a really important part of our social media is showing them what happens in our groups, talking about it. I mean, it's as easy as taking a quote that somebody said right here. I wrote it down last week. This was on an application. I'm tired of feeling ugly. That was somebody's motivating why. That was what they told me. I'm tired of feeling ugly. Those are really strong words. I don't take that lightly, right? We can tell ourselves that a lot and we're like, oh, whatever. But when someone else tells you I'm so ugly, it just breaks your heart, right? Because you see them in such a different light. And so I used that. I use this as an opening line on a Facebook Live I did, but you could use this as an opening subject line on a post and talk about, what massive change is happening in a challenge group beyond numbers on a scale, beyond calories in, calories out. No, we're talking about someone who feels ugly and we're going to work with them for a month to change their mindset, to empower them to do consistent behaviors in their fitness and their health and their self-care journey so that they don't have to wake up feeling ugly anymore because life is too stinking short to feel ugly in your skin, right? And so that's just one example, but you could do that for anything. Right now in our group, you guys, there's so many things to talk about. You see all the different shows that everybody is loving. You can talk through all those introductions where everybody was introducing himself. You can pick something from that and grab a couple of those. You can look at people's goals and pull those goals and show other people that women have the same goals as you have. These are all the different goals in our group. So you fit in, I love to share the diversity of it because I think sometimes people think, oh, I'm too old for her groups or, oh, I'm a mom, so I can't be in her groups or whatever. I like to show them the diversity of what they're missing by not being in our group, that there is a place and a space for them. The next part is to get results. And like I said at the very, very beginning, results, yes, with your clients, but it starts with you. Are you walking the walk? Are you showing up? And this is key, showing up in the group. What breaks my heart more than anything is when I see coaches in challenge groups and they have less check-ins of shakes and workouts than just everyday clients. That shouldn't be happening. the coaches, when I look at the coaches, especially our admins, whenever I have an admin in a group, our admins should be like on it. You got to show up because it starts with you. If you can't show up in a group right now, how are you going to show up when you have 20 people you're trying to lead? It starts now. So practice it now. Get good at showing up in the group. And showing up also for me is I'm engaging on people's stuff. It feels good to have somebody comment on your post, right? In the challenge group. When you said you had a hard day or you broke through a wall or a big achievement, or you just freaking showed everybody that you showed up to your workout and your shake, encouraging each other. Natalie does a great job of it. She's always in the group commenting on stuff. I love that. And that's just, I know without a doubt that if Natalie went off to do her own challenge group, that her challengers would be in amazing hands because she would show up for them every single day. I absolutely, without a doubt, believe that. Put yourself in their shoes. What do you want in a coach, right? Think about what you would want and give them that. This is how my meal planners came about. When I very first started, I didn't have meal planners that I gave to them. But then I thought, everyone struggles with nutrition. Why don't I create healthy dinner ideas? And so it started with dinners. And then I was like, well, everybody is drinking Shakeology, so I might as well give them recipes, right? And so then I started sharing Shakeology recipes. And so it was like a breakfast idea and it was a dinner idea. And then everybody's like, Brittany, I want lunch ideas. Now, I don't usually care about lunch ideas because for me, typically, not an 80-day obsession, but in normal life, my leftovers from the evening before would be my lunch, right? And so I never really considered lunch options. But then people who weren't leftover people or just all the food got eaten up by their family, different kind of season of life than I was in, reminded me that, Brittany, I need a lunch idea. And so then I added lunch ideas to the calendar, to the meal plan. And then snacks got added on as I went. But guys, that was a time period. And then I got to a place where I was like, why would I give Shakeology recipes and send them to Beachbody's blog or send them over to this other coach's blog? I want them to see my blog. I want the recipes to come from me. And so over time, I started saying, okay, each week I'll take one of those shake recipes and I'll put it on my blog so that I can link it back to me, right? And that was over a long period of time, but that's what I wanted in a coach. So then I started to give that. The weekly emails, same thing. I wanted somebody to speak life into me at the end of the week to get me ready for the next week. And I wanted to feel like we were having coffee and having a conversation. And the best way I knew how to do that was send out a weekly email. And so I started doing that, right? So put yourself in their shoes. It could be something that I'm not even doing yet. And then it's like, wow, like we can all learn from each other, right? But figure out what you would want and give them that. And transformation, I just recently adopted this. I was waiting like a week to do transformation posts, or maybe not even. Like maybe I'd do them when I felt like I had a quote unquote good one, or maybe a challenger had a really quote unquote good one. And so I'd wait and do a transformation post. I recently started following a coach that she was in the 80-day obsession test group. And this test group saved her life because prior to that, the year prior to the test group, I'm not sure if you've heard her story. It's on the champions page. But Emily something. Anyway, last year she had 4 miscarriages within the year. And it was like to the point where she wouldn't get out of bed. And then she got the call from corporate and asked her if she wanted to be in the 80-day obsession test group. And she decided to go for it. And she put her all into it and it changed her life. And so now, I mean, you can see it's crazy when you go to her page. I'll have to share who it is with you guys. But when you go to her social media page and you look through her feed, it's so funny to see her in August versus now. Like even within the last, like we're not talking even a full year. Her face, she looks like a different human being. Like it's insane. Anyway, she adopted she shares transformations all the time. Like every couple posts is a transformation because she wants to keep showing her followers. You know, a lot of times people are in our feed, right? And so they see the one post. They don't see like the collage of all the posts unless they go to our profile, right? And so when they're scrolling our feed, their feed, they're gonna see a transformation that pops and shows them what's possible. Transformations are a very clear indicator of what's possible for somebody. You know, if you just show yourself sweaty selfie after sweaty selfie after sweaty selfie, then people see that you're going on that journey, but they're not able to put themselves in your shoes of how could I do what she's doing, right? And so by giving them transformations, and it doesn't have to be like ab transformation, it can be just your face, it can be a transformation of your heart, a transformation of your mindset, and it can be whatever, but transformations are such a huge selling point to show people that they can do what you're doing too. Inviting to coaching is the next part of the vital process. So my question for you, and this is regardless if you have challengers currently, or if you have coaches currently on your team, but do you have a system for inviting your challengers? When you get to the end of a challenge group, I highly, highly recommend that you always have a personal one-on-one conversation at some point within the month about why that person would make a great coach. It's as simple as a one-on-one message in the Challenge Tracker app that says, hey, Susie, you are crushing it this week. I can't believe you did 7 workouts and you did 7 shakes in a row. You've never done that. And even more than that, you were cheering everybody else on. You would be an amazing, amazing coach. Have you ever considered doing what I do? That's it, right? And they can take it or leave it, and you can send that same message to them, tweak it up each month that they're in the group. And you could even talk about it in terms of the discount if you wanted to, but I would always lead with what would make them a great coach, right? So that they understand the opportunity and the business potential. But it's important that you have a system. If you get through to the end of the month and you didn't invite anyone from your challenge group to become a coach, you missed out on a really great opportunity. Are you pinpointing when each month you want to invite to coaching? Remember our marketing calendars, you guys, back a couple weeks ago when we planned out our April? Right here, it's pinpointed for me. I am inviting to this challenge group all the way through pretty much tomorrow, starting on Thursday, and that's give or take. I've got to be at my goal, SC goal. But if I'm at my SC goal, then I'm going to switch over to coaching. And I'm talking about coaching and inviting to coaching for about a week and a half straight before I get ready to start inviting to the next challenge group for May. Okay, but I have a clear pinpointed time frame when I'm going to be targeting my posts to talk about coaching, right? Crafting very clear call to actions, going into my story and progressing through what I shared with us in our Zoom last Monday on the team Zoom, going through and doing those call to actions and sharing that story, right? The other thing is, does your social media talk about coaching? It's hard when, it's a hard balance, because if you only tell people that you're running a challenge group, but you never tell people that you're a coach, you're not building any credibility with yourself, right? And here's the deal. No one is ever going to send you a letter in the mail, like the president, not that it would matter anyway, but the president's not going to, Trump doesn't care. He'll tweet about it. But Obama, let's do Obama. Anyway, there's no president that's going to give you this badge of honor and say you're a Beachbody coach. You're a Beachbody coach the day you signed up to become a Beachbody coach, case closed. That's it. No one is ever going to deem you a good coach, that. You become a coach by saying, I am a coach, right? So does your social media talk about that lifestyle for you and what it's doing for you and why you love being a part of Inspired Beauty or whatever, right? And here's the deal, guys. If you want to build a business, which I know you all do, you have to build a team. You have to build a team. I feel like it's been a little stagnant lately with adding people to our team, right? We go Emerald every month. That should be a goal. That should be a non-negotiable in our business, that every month we add at least 2 people, one on the left, one on the right, and keep going left, right, left, right. And I feel like there's been a stall in our leadership with adding coaches into the team. So go back into it, right? Get back into the flow this April with who are you adding, who are you talking to, how are you talking about it on social media? Because if you want to build a business, you guys, you have to build a team, and not just a team of a ton of people. You could invite everyone to your team and have a ton of discount coaches, but I'm saying if you want to build a business, you first have to build a team, and then we get to this. You have to develop leaders. Now you might be saying Brittany, how the freak do I develop leaders? I don't even feel like a leader myself. I don't know. But here's the deal. You have the resources. The first 7 days, we have a new coach welcome series. It is on the resource page. And my question for you is it already in your canned responses? Do you already have your new coach welcome series saved in your canned responses so that on the day someone says, yes, I'm signing up to be a coach right now, you can say, cool, I'm sending you the first email, and it's already there? Or when someone signs up to be a coach, do you have to scramble to find that information? Again, you're putting it out in the universe. You're putting it out there to God that, nobody's going to join me because you don't already actually have it ready for them. Act as if, right? Act as if you are signing a coach tonight and put that in your canned responses, because that is there for you. And those first 7 days are money. They need that, right? It's exciting when you sign up to be a coach. So the last thing you want to do is have somebody sign up to be a coach with you today, and then you're not prepared, right? Be prepared. The Girl Boss Bootcamp. Are you inviting your coaches to take part in it? And as they show up, are you also showing up and encouraging them the way that you should be in the comments? Rock the basics, guys. I mean, I'm just giving you lots of gut checks and lots of like questions, but why not host it one month? Why not say, hey, Brittany, I'd love to co-host Rock the Basics with you? I don't know. I mean, again, do not wait to be a leader. Be a leader. No one deemed me and said, Brittany, you are now officially allowed to lead a team. I just woke up one day and was like, I think I'll start hosting Zooms. I told Natalie today, next week I'm not here. And she's like, oh, you won't be here for our power hours in the morning. And I was like, girl, get a Zoom account. Like, why not? Don't wait to be a leader. Be the leader. Go ahead and do the things that a leader would do, because then one day when you want to host a team call, you already have a Zoom account ready, right? One day when you want to get on a power hour with your leaders or your team, or you just want to show up for like a workout with everybody that are your challengers, maybe every Saturday in your challenge group, you guys Zoom and work out together at the same time. You already have a Zoom account. You don't even have to worry about it. So it's that act as if. Don't wait, but just be it, okay? No one in this business will ever deem you to a point of like enough. You are enough. You are already the leader. You are already the coach. So that was a lot. I'm done sharing. Guys, you can unmute, ask questions. We've got 2 minutes, but we can always pop back on if we get cut off, if we got something to talk about. And yes, I'm still drinking the same coffee, Natalie, from this morning.
I was just thinking that, but I'm like, I'm not going to call her out.
It's been reheated like 3 times.
That's funny. That's like mom life already.
Yeah.
I'm practicing.
Comments, questions, concerns, ahas, takeaways?
I've had a lot of ahas today. Yeah, and I will totally do the Zoom for next week.
I love that.
Except Tuesday, because that's our last day of CC. So, we'll be running late that day, but Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Share that in the page then.
Yeah, I will. I like that accountability, even if I do practice just looking at myself.
Oh, it's important. It's so important.
Yeah.
It forces me to do more Empower Hours and Power Hours. That's my list. Yeah, when I'm there with you guys, absolutely.
So, but I like that. I need to get comfortable with inviting to coaching. That's going to be my thing. The rest of it I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And all my canned responses, like I have them in my notes, I have them in my drive, like they're everywhere.
And the way that I started getting comfortable, honestly, was by just watching more videos about it on YouTube, about inviting to coaching.
I need to do that. Yeah. Okay.
Anything, Dana?
I have to post on social media. I'm just like so bad about it. And so I know you were like, I've been looking through people's and I'm like, oh, like wanting to crawl under a rock because I am like that person. So
set a timer. That's what I have to do, because some days our days are chaos, like serious chaos. But I set a timer, and that way when that timer goes off, if I've not done it, I'm like, okay, now I need to take the time to do it. Timers are life for me.
I'm like all in my head about it. I think I'm like worried about just really random things like, oh, is this going to upset someone? Or like, what if I worded that wrong? Or like, what if it's not interesting? Or like, I don't know, all these excuses.